Good afternoon, students. Welcome to the 41st lecture of Industrial Management and Smart Technologies. Today in this session, we will discuss about the maintenance topics. In that, the preventive maintenance, what are the issues of preventive maintenance, the problems associated with the preventive maintenance, and introduction to scheduling, what is the need of scheduling on scheduling process, and introduction to the pollution control in process industries. So in the last class we have discussed about the topics related to the types of maintenance. In that we have discussed about breakdown maintenance, preventive maintenance, predictive maintenance, like that. Now in this class we'll discuss about the preventive maintenance and the problems associated with that. Okay. Now if you see the issues maintained. So what are the issues to be done? What are the issues for this preventive maintenance? How much maintenance is needed? For example, if you take any factory or a company, so how much maintenance is needed? For example, if you take any firm or a factory, how much maintenance it is to be done? Next, what size maintenance, what size maintenance crews must be used? Okay, what is the size? Means the quantity, the capacity maintenance crews must be used. Can maintenance be subcontracted? So if you have a huge and the maintenance size is very large and it is difficult to maintain for you, then it can be go for the subcontract. Okay. Next, should maintenance staff be covered by wage incentive scheme or not? Means if anyone is working under maintenance, okay, if any staff is working under maintenance and the salaries are covered by wage intensive schemes or not, that is also the issues we have to discuss. Next one, can effective use be made of computers for analyzing and scheduling activities? So whatever the issues we are having for the maintenance problem, so is there a need of computers for analyzing the scheduling activities to be done properly in any form? So like this, we are having some issues to be faced in every firm regarding the type of industry and the type of management. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of preventive maintenance? So in the earlier class, we have discussed about prevention is better than cure. So in the same regard, preventive maintenance is undertaken before the need arises. అవసరానికి ముందు బిఫోర్ ద నీడ్ అరైజెస్, అంటే ఒక అవసరము ఒక 2 రోజుల తర్వాత ఏర్పడుతుంది అన్నప్పుడు ముందుగానే వీ హ్యావ్ టు వేకప్, రైట్? సో బిఫోర్ ద నీడ్ అరైజెస్ and aims to minimize the possibility of unanticipated production interruptions or major breakdowns. For example, in a company, if the lathe machine is running for 3 days continuously by taking 2 hours gap in a 3 shift, then what happens? So due to the continuous running of any machine, at certain point of time it requires some maintenance or it requires some overhauling, troubleshooting. So if he doesn't recognize the overhauling or maintenance, then what happens? Automatically the lathe machine will get a major problem. That's why before that we have to wake up, before that we have to analyze, and we have to go for the preventive maintenance, and we have to keep some days for the curing of the thing. Okay. Next one is the preventive maintenance consists of proper design and installation of equipment, right? So the preventive maintenance requires proper designing and installation of the equipment. Why? Because if you are using the preventive maintenance as a topic or the work for any equipment, we have to design according to the preventive maintenance. Next, periodic inspection of a plant and other equipments. So we have to go for periodic inspection. Periodic inspection means weekly once or monthly twice or monthly once. We have to go for the periodic inspection of plant and other equipments. Next, repetitive servicing and overhaul of equipment. So what is the next thing you have to find? Repetitive servicing. So we are going for repetition. Repetition means keep on doing the repeating service and overhauling of the equipment. Next, adequate lubrication, cleaning and painting. What is the next thing to find? Adequate lubrication. So sufficient amount of lubrication is to be done, and cleaning is to be done, and proper painting should be done for the equipment. Next, what are the benefits or advantages of this preventive maintenance? The first one is greater safety, right? So whenever you are cleaning properly, or whenever you are using the proper preventive maintenance, automatically safety is should be done in a proper way. Next, decreased production downtime. Okay, next one is decreased production downtime. So the production time lead times can be decreased whenever you are maintaining this preventive maintenance. Next, fewer large scale and repetitive repairs. Okay, so the repetitive repairs and the other things will be reduced by using this preventive maintenance. Next, less cost for simple repairs. Okay, less cost for simple repairs. So whenever you are going for the preventive maintenance properly, constantly, the cost also will reduce for some simple repairs. Next benefit is less standby equipment required. So what is the next thing? Less standby equipment required. Standby means waiting for the other run or waiting for the other use. So the standby equipment also can be reduced. Next, better spare parts control. Next option is better spare parts control. Okay, so the machinery or the equipment, whenever you are going for the proper maintenance, right, the control of the spare parts will be increased and the quality and efficiency will also increase. Next one, proper identification of items. So by giving the proper maintenance to any equipment or machinery, the items can be identified very easily and quickly. So these are the benefits to be happened whenever you are using the preventive maintenance concept. Next, the preventive maintenance goal, the main goal of the preventive maintenance is to reduce what? Is to reduce the incidence of breakdowns. So is to reduce the breakdowns or failures in the plant. Okay. The goal is to reduce the incidence of breakdowns. The goal is to reduce the incidence of breakdowns, failures in the plant or equipment to avoid the extra cost. Next, the preventive maintenance is periodic. Periodic means time to time. The result of planned inspections. So we get the benefits like the results of planned inspections. According to the calendar, we have to go periodically and after predetermined number of hours. So these are the things to be maintained whenever you are using the preventive maintenance as periodic system. Next, to ensure effective implementation of activities. Okay, means to use or to apply effective implementation of activities, it is very important that production facilities need to be maintained in good working condition. So what happens here? The production facilities should be maintained in good working conditions in order to ensure the effective implementation of activities. And the cost is also reduced whenever you are going periodically. The machinery breakdown, etc. And we can assure the quality means we can give or we can assist, give the guarantee for the quality. Therefore, the maintenance management is an important aspect of any organization. So what is the conclusion? It is saying that in every firm, it may be a processing firm or it may be a servicing firm, or it may be a fabrication firm, or it may be a any type of firm. Okay, the main aspect is we have to go for the proper maintenance of anything. Next, so some of the problems related to the preventive maintenance we'll see now. Now see here the frequency of breakdown. For example, the number of breakdowns 0, 1, 2 and 3. Then the frequency of occurrence frequency అంటే ఎన్నిసార్లు అక్కర్ అవుతుంది ఆ బ్రేక్డౌన్ కి. సో ఫర్ ద 0th number of breakdown 0.2, for the first number of breakdown frequency is 0.3, 0.4 and 0.1. Now if the average cost of the breakdown is $1,000, average, for example, for the first breakdown it is of $800, second breakdown it is of $950, for third breakdown it is of $1,000, for fourth breakdown it is of $995. Like that, if you take an average you will get the $1,000, and the cost of preventive maintenance is $1,250 per month. Okay, the cost of preventive maintenance is $1,250 per month, should be used as a preventive maintenance. Then what is the answer here? What is the number of breakdowns? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 breakdowns. And what is the frequency? 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 and 0.1. So upon summing up all the four things, we will get the occurrence is 1%. Occurrence is 1%. Now expected number of breakdowns. Expected number of breakdowns is 0 for the first one. Next, for the second breakdown is 0.30, third breakdown is 0.8, fourth breakdown is 0.3, and what is the total here? 1.40. So how it has come here? So it is given by the average cost per breakdown, means for this, so this is a 30%, for this is a 0.8 and expected MR is 0.3. So the total expected number of breakdowns is 1.40. Now the expected cost to repair. So the cost to get repaired is 1.4 here. So we are having here 1.4 breakdowns per month. So month ki enni vastundi total ga? So it is 1.4 breakdowns per month into $1,000, that is $1,400. Now the preventive maintenance is 1250 rupees, $1250. Therefore the preventive results in savings of 150 per month. So 1400 minus 1250, it is we can save $150 per month if we are going for preventive maintenance every month. If we are not going for preventive maintenance every month, we are getting the charge of 1400 rupees, $1400. Okay, understood. Next one is predictive maintenance. Prediction చేయడం, right? An attempt to determine when best to perform preventive maintenance activities. Okay, preventive maintenance activities. An attempt to determine, when best to perform preventive maintenance activities. An attempt to determine when best to perform the preventive maintenance activities. Next, the total productive maintenance is the total productive maintenance JIT approach, where workers perform preventive maintenance. JIT approach, where the workers perform preventive maintenance on the machines they operate. Okay, that is total productive maintenance. Next, What are the breakdown programs? The breakdown programs such as the stand-up, standby or backup equipment that can be quickly pressed into the service. Next, inventories of spare parts that can be installed as needed. As per the requirements, we have to take the spare parts and we have to install when they are in the inventory stock. Next, operators who are able to perform minor repairs. So under the breakdown programs, the operators who can perform the minor repairs also can be done here. Next, repair people who are well trained and readily available to diagnose and correct problems with equipment. So in the breakdown programs, the people who are ready and know the repairs are well trained and available readily to diagnose, means to detect and give the correct solution for the problem. Okay, so these are the programs related to the breakdown maintenance. Next one is maintenance scheduling. Means, so up to now we have discussed about the various types of maintenance, the 5 types of maintenance, and what is the meaning of preventive maintenance, and how the preventive maintenance can be done by taking a small example in the factory with a problem. And we have seen the breakdown maintenance. Now we'll see what is the meaning of scheduling. So why we have to schedule anything in a factory? Scheduling refers to timing and sequence of operations. So what does the scheduling says? Scheduling refers to timing and sequence of operations means ఒకదాని తర్వాత ఏం చేయాలి, ఒకదాని తర్వాత ఒకటి, అలా దీని తర్వాత ఏం చేయాలి, దీని తర్వాత ఏం చేయాలి. So like this we can have the sequence of operations, and it refers to the timing, means what time, at what time we have to go for this sequence. Means, for example, if you want to cut any steel rod, so for that what we will do, first we have to choose the steel rod, that is the timing. Next we have to select the what type of machine is used for cutting the steel rod. Next sequence is we have to keep the steel rod in the your uh, a place where it is bench wise. Okay, bench wise, and we have to fix the steel rod. Next sequence is we have to take the axa blade and we have to take the cutting operation. Next one, after cutting operation we have to go for finishing operation. So like this we have the sequence of operations with respect to the time. So that is nothing but the scheduling process. Okay, next, scheduling is an important segment of production planning and control. Okay, it is an important segment of PPC activity as well as the service operations like plant maintenance. Okay, so it is an important segment of production planning and control activity as well as the service operations like plant maintenance. Next, what are the importance of scheduling? What are the importance of scheduling process? First one is it facilitates optimum use of highly paid maintenance staff. What does it do? It facilitates means it gives, okay, it services optimum use, means exact optimum use means balanced use of highly paid maintenance staff. Okay, it optimizes the highly paid maintenance staff. Next point, equipments can be utilized effectively. The equipments can be used effectively for the scheduling process. Next, third point is it eliminates undue interruptions. So whatever the problems are there, whatever the interruptions or discomfort or any cuttings, so it eliminates in the production flow. It eliminates in the production flow. ఈ scheduling process ఏం చేస్తుంది? సో ఇంటరప్షన్స్ కానీ, ఎనీ స్టాపేజెస్ కానీ, లేదంటే ఎనీ డిలేస్ కానీ, ఇట్ విల్ అవాయిడ్ డ్యూరింగ్ ద ప్రొడక్షన్ ఫ్లో. నెక్స్ట్, ఇట్ ఎలిమినేట్స్ ఛాన్సెస్ ఆఫ్ సడన్ బ్రేక్ డౌన్. Okay, scheduling process flow, it can eliminate the chances of sudden breakdown also. Next, it can facilitates proper sequence in maintenance surveys. Okay, so what does it do? It will it will facilitates means provides proper sequence in maintenance surveys. Means it will provide the correct strategy how to maintain any firm or how to maintain any machinery or equipment. So these are the important points of the scheduling process. Next, so scheduling means arranging according to the time, and it has to go according to the sequence of operations. Okay, it goes according to the sequence of operations. Next point, it will facilitates and eliminates the uh, undue interruptions in the production flow. It is very important. So during the scheduling process, only the effective time sequence of operations will be considered, and other interruptions, other services, other stoppages will be eliminated totally. Okay, next point, pollution control in process industries. Okay, so the pollution control in process industries, and the first point is the next topic is pollution control in process industries. So with this we can simply assume that what happens in the industries when the pollution rises. So pollution is a environmental hazard. Okay, so if you see the pollution, you can see the pollution everywhere in the outside. So the pollution on the roads, the pollution inside the house, the pollution in the complex, commercial complex, the pollution in the for the your vehicles, right? Pollutions from the industries, pollutions from the petrol bunks, pollution from the any type of sector, whatever it is, right? So the environmental pollution accompanies each stage of industrial processes. So what does it do? It will The environment pollution accompanies means it will help, it will come along with each stage of industrial process, starting with each stage of industrial process, starting with the raw material process. Starting with the first point is raw material process and fuel production, and ending with the waste treatment. Okay, so the environmental pollution accompanies each stage of any industrial processes, in that starting from raw material concept and fuel production and ending with the waste material. So raw material దగ్గర నుంచి ఫినిష్డ్ ప్రోడక్ట్ అయ్యేంత వరకు, తర్వాత ఫినిష్డ్ ప్రోడక్ట్ తర్వాత from the bypass, at the same time we are getting the waste. So it will take the waste management also along with the raw material concept. Okay, next point, energy consumption plays a vital role in every human activity. So next point enti, energy consumption means energy usage plays a key role in every human activity, right? On the other hand, its production is associated with severe pollution of air. So what is the next point? On the other hand, on the other hand, its production is associated with severe pollution of air, soil and water. So what does it do here? On the other hand, its production is associated with severe pollution of air, severe pollution of air, severe pollution of soil and water. Therefore, the energy saving, that is why energy saving is done, accomplished by any method, contributes to the reduction of overall pollution control. Okay, next. The exhaustion of raw materials. Exhaustion means uh, taking away or removal. means go away. The exhaustion means closing. The exhaustion of raw materials in nature means everything for processing of any item. It may be the iron material, it may be the rubber material, it may be the glass material, or it may be whatever the material. Whenever the raw materials are exhausted means completely over in the nature, what happens? The increasing emission of greenhouse gases. There will be increasing in the emission of greenhouse gas, GHG, greenhouse gas, and the depletion of ozone layer. What happens here? There will be a problem in the ozone layer, and the severe pollution of underground water and soil prompted modern society to abandon the old fashioned approach of end of pipe emissions control. So what is the point here? The exhaustion of raw materials in nature. Whenever the raw materials are exhausted in the nature, there will be a problem of greenhouse gas effect. Now, at the same time, there is a depletion of ozone layer and the severe pollution of underground water and soil. Okay, now nowadays, the approach of environmentally sustainable industrial development is widely discussed and adopted. So, in the recent technologies, what happened here? There is an approach of environmentally sustained industrial development which is discussed and adopted. It consists of different methods of pollution minimization. So what happens here? It consists of different methods of pollution minimization. So in this type of industrial development, sustainable development has various methods of pollution minimization. అంటే pollution తగ్గించడానికి it has various types of things, and to improve the efficiency of processing of raw materials, and also it increases the efficiency of it increases the efficiency of processing of raw materials. Next, to reduce the raw materials input. Okay, to reduce the raw materials input and energy consumption. So what happens? It will reduce the raw materials input and energy consumption. Next, to reuse the byproducts. To reuse the byproducts means in order to reduce or in order to hold the original raw materials, we are using the byproducts again and again. Next point, to improve the management practices. So based upon the new concepts and new technologies coming further, we can improvise and we can increase the efficiency in the management practices. Okay, so these are the approaches which are existing nowadays and which are widely discussed and adopted in each and every firm, irrespective to the process industries or fabrication industries or packaging industries or assembly industries or any what type of service industries, right? Next, this sustainable approach is demonstrated using the examples of chemical industries. So all the things are related to the management concepts, right? All things are related to the management concepts, and whenever you have to show it in a real time example, then we have to take this all management practices. Okay, then we have to take all these management practices into the real time process. మనం ఏదైతే ఇప్పుడు మనం చెప్పుకున్నామో సస్టైనబుల్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ గురించి, దీన్ని మనం ఇప్పటి వరకు మేనేజ్మెంట్ ఫిలాసఫీ కింద మాట్లాడుకున్నాం. సో దాన్ని మనము రియల్ టైంలో చూడాలంటే డెఫినెట్లీ వీ హ్యావ్ టు అప్లై for any factory in real time. Now here they took an examples of chemical industries. So chemical processing industries మీద example తీసుకొని and energy production, that they are the most powerful sources of environmental pollution. So chemical factories and energy production related factories, these are the very important and most powerful sources కాబట్టి environmental pollution కి. So it takes as an example for this process compared to all the other industries. సో ఎక్కువ శాతం మనకి పొల్యూషన్ దేనిలోంచి వస్తుందో దట్ ఈస్ కెమికల్ ఇండస్ట్రీస్ అండ్ ఎనర్జీ ప్రొడక్షన్. సో దీనిలో నుంచి మనం కంపేర్ చేసుకొని వీఆర్ కంపేరింగ్ విత్ ద అదర్ ఇండస్ట్రీస్. నెక్స్ట్, the best way to reduce the best way to reduce the pollution the best way to reduce the pollution is to prevent it in the first place. Okay, the best way to reduce the pollution is to prevent it in the first place. అంతే కదా, ప్రివెన్షన్ ఇస్ బెటర్ దాన్ క్యూర్ అన్నట్టు. పొల్యూషన్ తగ్గించాలంటే మనము ఇనిషియల్ స్టేజెస్లోనే మనము వీ హ్యావ్ టు రెడ్యూస్. ఇన్ ద వేస్ట్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ హైరార్కీ, అంటే వేస్ట్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ హైరార్కీ అంటే మనకి టాప్ నుంచి బాటమ్ ఒక ట్రీ స్ట్రక్చర్, టాప్ టు బాటమ్ ఆర్ బాటమ్ టు టాప్. సో ఇన్ ద వేస్ట్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ హైరార్కీ, ఇఫ్ ద సోర్స్ రిడక్షన్ ఇస్ నాట్ ఫీజబుల్, సోర్స్ రిడక్షన్ అనేది మనకి సరైన అవకాశం లేనప్పుడు ద నెక్స్ట్ ఆల్టర్నేటివ్ ఈస్ వేస్ట్ రీసైక్లింగ్. సో మనం పారే వేస్ట్ హెయిర్ మేనేజ్మెంట్లో ఇఫ్ దేర్ ఇస్ నో ఫీజిబిలిటీ అండ్ ఇఫ్ దేర్ ఇస్ నో సొల్యూషన్ ఆఫ్ రిడక్షన్, తగ్గించడానికి అవకాశం లేనప్పుడు వేస్ట్ని రీసైకిల్ చేసే ప్రాసెస్ని తీసుకోవాలి. రైట్. సో ఇఫ్ యూ సీ ఇన్ ద సొసైటీ అట్ సమ్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ టైమ్ అవాయిడ్ ప్లాస్టిక్ అని ఒక సైడ్ నుంచి చెప్తారు, ఇంకో సైడ్ నుంచి ప్రొడక్షన్ ఆఫ్ ప్రాక్టీస్ అనేది జరుగుతూనే ఉంటుంది. దెన్ హౌ దే ఆర్ రీసైక్లింగ్? సో దే ఆర్ రీసైక్లింగ్ బై చేంజింగ్ సమ్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ ప్రాక్టీసెస్. అంటే ఇంత మైక్రాన్స్ వరకు ప్లాస్టిక్ ఉండాలి, మోర్ దెన్ దట్ వీ షుడ్ నాట్ యూస్. లైక్ దిస్ దే హ్యావ్ సమ్ సార్ట్ ఆఫ్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ ప్రాక్టీసెస్. Like this, the hierarchy source reduction is not feasible. The next alternative is waste recycling process. Next, then energy recovery. Energy ni manamu recover cheskoni, and waste treatment as a last alternative. There are different practices for emission reduction. So like this, we have to go for some management practices where we can see all these types of practices. Next, now we'll see the various types of pollutions in processing industries with examples. ఎలా ఉంటాయి, ఎలా వాటిని అరికొట్టాలి, వాట్ ఇస్ ద కంక్లూషన్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు టేక్ ఫర్ దిస్ థింగ్స్. ఓకే, see here, with the coming of the industrial revolution with the coming of the industrial revolution with the coming of the industrial revolution, humans were able to advance future into the 21st century. So human or the people are able to advance future into the 21st century itself because of the industrial revolution. The technology developed rapidly, science became advanced, and the manufacturing age came into the view. So what happens here? The technology has been improved, developed rapidly, science has become advanced, and the manufacturing age came into the view. Next, with all these, with all of these came one more effect. With all of this came one more effect, that is industrial pollution. ఏదైతే మనం ఇండస్ట్రియల్ రెవల్యూషన్లో టెక్నాలజీ డెవలప్ అయిందో, కొత్త కొత్త మనం తయారు చేస్తున్నామో, at the same time along with this technology developed rapidly, అదే విధంగా ర్యాపిడ్గా the industrial pollution also started. Next, but when these factories became full scale industries, but when this type of factories అంటే పొల్యూషన్ ఎక్కువ విడుదల చేసే ఫ్యాక్టరీస్ ఎక్కువ శాతం వచ్చినప్పుడు అండ్ ద మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్ యూనిట్స్ ద ఇష్యూ ఆఫ్ ఇండస్ట్రియల్ పొల్యూషన్ స్టార్టెడ్ టు టేక్ ఆన్ మోర్ ఇంపార్టెన్స్. సో ఏమి జరిగినప్పుడు ద ఇష్యూ ఆఫ్ పొల్యూషన్ స్టార్టెడ్ టు టేక్ ఆన్ మోర్ ఇంపార్టెన్స్. సో ఎప్పుడైతే దిస్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ ఇండస్ట్రీస్ ఒకదాని తర్వాత ఒకటి ఒకదాని తర్వాత ఒకటి ఇట్లా పెంచుకుంటూ పోతున్నాయో దెన్ ద ప్రాబ్లమ్ స్టార్టెడ్, దట్ ఈస్ ఇండస్ట్రియల్ పొల్యూషన్. అండ్ many people have started researching, many people have started discussing, many people have started pointing about the pollution. Okay, next, see here, take see the example of some industries where the pollution is uh, mixing in the sky as a clouds. Any form any form of pollution that can trace is immediate source of industrial practices is known as industrial pollution. Any form, and it may be any, it may be solid form or it may be liquid form or it may be gaseous form, any form of pollution which has an immediate source of industrial practices. And the industries lo మనం practice చేసే any sort of three mediums, it may be a solid, liquid or gas, దీన్ని మనము ఇండస్ట్రియల్ పొల్యూషన్ కింద కేటగరైజ్ చేస్తాము. మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద పొల్యూషన్ ఆన్ ద ప్లానెట్ కెన్ బి ట్రేస్డ్ బ్యాక్ టు ఇండస్ట్రీస్ ఆఫ్ సమ్ కైండ్. ఏదో ఒక విధంగా మెజారిటీ ఆఫ్ ద పొల్యూషన్ ఈ ప్లానెట్ మీద ఇండస్ట్రీస్ ద్వారానే వస్తున్నాయి. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్, వాట్ ఆర్ ద కాజెస్ ఆఫ్ ఇండస్ట్రియల్ పొల్యూషన్? వాట్ ఆర్ ద కాజెస్ ఆఫ్ ఇండస్ట్రియల్ పొల్యూషన్? ఫస్ట్ పాయింట్ ఈస్ ల్యాక్ ఆఫ్ పాలసీస్ టు కంట్రోల్ పొల్యూషన్. సో ఫస్ట్ పాయింట్ ఏంటి? ల్యాక్ ఆఫ్ పాలసీస్ టు కంట్రోల్ పొల్యూషన్. మనకి పొల్యూషన్ కంట్రోల్ చేయడానికి మనకి సరైన సదుపాయాలు లేక, ల్యాక్ తక్కువగా ఉండడం వల్ల. సెకండ్ పాయింట్, అన్ప్లాన్డ్ ఇండస్ట్రియల్ గ్రోత్ ఆఫ్ పాలసీస్ టు కంట్రోల్ ద పొల్యూషన్. ఓకే, సో అన్ప్లాన్డ్ ఇండస్ట్రియల్ గ్రోత్. సో నెక్స్ట్ పాయింట్ ఏంటి? ప్రాపర్గా ప్లాన్ చేసుకోకుండా, రైట్? సో ఎప్పటికప్పుడు ప్రాబ్లం వచ్చినప్పుడు దానికి సొల్యూషన్ చూసుకుంటూ, అన్ప్లాన్డ్ ప్లానింగ్, అన్ప్లాన్డ్ ఇండస్ట్రియల్ గ్రోత్ ఆఫ్ పాలసీస్ టు కంట్రోల్ ద పొల్యూషన్. థర్డ్ పాయింట్, యూజ్ ఆఫ్ అవుట్డేటెడ్ టెక్నాలజీస్. సో పాత పద్ధతులు, ఈ జనరేషన్కి సరిపోని పద్ధతులు, ఇలాంటి పద్ధతులు యూజ్ చేస్తూ వీఆర్ ఇంక్రీజింగ్ ద కాజ్ ఆఫ్ ఇండస్ట్రియల్ పొల్యూషన్. నెక్స్ట్, presence of large number of small scale industries. పుట్టగొడుగుల్లాగా వస్తున్న చిన్న చిన్న పరిశ్రమలు, దానికి సరైన సదుపాయాలు, సరైన ప్రొసీజర్స్ ఫాలో అవ్వకుండా, లైసెన్స్ లేకుండా బ్యాక్ డోర్ నుంచి ఇండస్ట్రీస్ పెరగడం కూడా ఒక కారణం. నెక్స్ట్ పాయింట్, ఇన్ఎఫిషియంట్ వేస్ట్ డిస్పోజల్. సో ఎవ్రీ ఇండస్ట్రీ విల్ ప్రొడ్యూస్ అ వేస్ట్, and the first thing is we have to eliminate the waste properly by some techniques. సో సరైన టెక్నిక్స్ వాడకుండా ఇన్ఎఫిషియెంట్గా వేస్ట్ డిస్పోజల్ చేయడం వల్ల కూడా ఇండస్ట్రియల్ పొల్యూషన్ అనేది మనకి జరుగుతుంది. సో ఆల్ దీస్ ఆర్ ద సైక్లిక్ ప్రాసెస్ వేర్ ఫైనల్లీ వీఆర్ రీచింగ్ ద కాన్సెప్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండస్ట్రియల్ పొల్యూషన్. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్, ఎఫెక్ట్స్ ఆఫ్ ఇండస్ట్రియల్ పొల్యూషన్. సో మనమంతా ఒక ప్లానెట్లో కొన్ని ఇండస్ట్రీస్ ఉంటే ఆ ఇండస్ట్రీస్ ద్వారా మనకి పొల్యూషన్ ఎయిదర్ సాలిడ్ పొల్యూషన్, లిక్విడ్ పొల్యూషన్, గ్యాషియస్ పొల్యూషన్. సో సాలిడ్ పొల్యూషన్స్ అంటే ప్రాసెసింగ్ ఇండస్ట్రీస్లో వేస్ట్ ఆఫ్ మెటీరియల్, ఒక ప్రోడక్ట్ తయారైన తర్వాత దానిలోంచి వచ్చే సాలిడ్ వేస్ట్, దట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఎ పొల్యూషన్. తర్వాత ఒక ప్రోడక్ట్ తయారు చేస్తున్నప్పుడు దాన్ని ప్రాసెస్ చేయడానికి దాన్ని వాటర్తో క్లీన్ చేయడం, ఆయిల్తో క్లీన్ చేయడం, సమ్ కెమికల్స్ యూజ్ చేయడం, ఇవన్నీ ఏమవుతుంది? చివరికి వేస్ట్ అవుతుంది. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ లిక్విడ్ వేస్ట్. నెక్స్ట్ పాయింట్, గ్యాషియస్. గ్యాషియస్ వేస్ట్ అంటే ఏంటి? సో మనం ప్రాసెసింగ్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్, రైట్, బికాస్ ఆఫ్ యూజింగ్ ద హీట్ టెక్నాలజీస్, హీట్ ట్రీట్మెంట్ ప్రాసెస్ ఫర్ సమ్ మెటీరియల్స్. సో దానిలోంచి వచ్చే అవుట్పుట్ చిమ్నీస్ ద్వారా గ్యాసెస్ రూపంలో బయటికి వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. సో that is also one type of waste. So like this we are having three types of waste, that is solid waste, liquid waste and gaseous waste. So e types of all waste can be seen in any sort of industries. Okay, now, so with this I'll stop the class. So the time is up. So we'll continue the class in the next session. Okay, so thanks for listening the class. Have a great day.